as we get set for the start of Heat 2A, we see Steve David coming back on plane, driving the boat very slowly, Nate.
Yeah, he was trying for the inside lane. Inside lane is so important. To get that inside lane, you got to go slow. He went too slow. He put his fire out. They're enforcing rules here about going too slow, so he was lucky he got it back going again.
And now he's firing it up, though, and firing that boat in between Jimmy King and Mike Weber at the start-finish line. We're on board with the U3 Cooper racing boat. That's driven by Jimmy King, and you are seeing the world's fastest piston power engine boat. They go up against other boats that look a little different, sound a little different. Jimmy King looks like this boat might be built for this race course.
Look at this. His acceleration is just unbelievable. Look how fast he passed the Boy Alberto. That was great.
And that was the red boat on the outside that you saw. We're back on board with Ed Cooper's U3 piston-powered boat. And on the inside, you see that's Steve David with the prime real estate on this race course.
You see the difference the inside makes. Just like running around a racetrack, the inside boat's going to have the advantage. He has to run a lot shorter distance.
I remember the last time we talked about that. You said it had to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 miles an hour faster if you're on the outside versus the inside.
That's for sure, especially on this course because it is such a big course. If you watch the onboard camera, you know when the water hits the canopy like that, you have a hard time seeing out. Well, the driver also has a hard time seeing out. You don't know where you are.
And that's got to be disconcerting, especially on a brand new race course. These drivers are very new to this as well. They had their qualifying runs, their test runs, but they don't have the experience on this course like they do on the other ones.
No, not at all. Look at this race. After one lap, look how close they really are. And that's just a blink of a second here. That's a great race.
That's what we call a one rooster tail lead for Steve David and the Oh Boy Alberto. And you see how that lead diminishes as we come around the turn, and watch the speed of the piston-powered boat. Jimmy King told us earlier in the season, one of the benefits is he can keep the foot to the floor and really accelerate into those turns.
Yeah. If you watch Steve David now, he's trying to what's called square off the corners. He knows where Jimmy King is, his radio guy. So he's going to come around a corner and go bloop. He's going to give a little bit of a kick so that water will make him force a little bit wider out, make him run a longer distance around the race course.
And one of the real keys, not only to getting the inside lane, but also to being out in front, is you're always driving on clean water, right, Nate?
We call that front water, buddy. It's just the only place to be.
Steve David and the Oh Boy Alberto leading this heat in Heat 2A in Nashville. Should bear mentioning he's also leading the overall High Point Championship standings coming into this race. And we head into the final lap of Heat 2A.
Look how wide Steve David's pushing Jimmy King right there. That was just a perfect corner by Steve David, and unfortunately Jimmy King went a little farther around the outside.
And at this point, with one lap left, you don't think there's enough speed in the U3 boat, or in any boat for that matter, to pass the leader at this race.
Boy, not right now, but points are so important, I'll tell you, Rich. I mean, points is everything to get into the final.
And 400 points will go to the winner. Another 300 points goes to the second place finish. If they keep going like they go right now, both boats will be in the final anyway. And there are only 5 boats in this final, so it's even more contentious.
Well, this is it, the finish line right now. Steve Davis is going to take the Oh Boy Alberto across, number 1. Jimmy King's going to get the all-important 300 points, number 2. And really important, too, is the U5. Mike Weber in the FormulaBoats.com is going to get 225 points, and right now that's really important.
Sometimes just crossing the finish line is important, as is the case in Heat 2A. So, Steve David and the Oh Boy Alberto take the checkered flag in Heat 2A, followed by the piston-powered boat in the U3 Cooper Racing, driven by Jimmy King. And as we mentioned, 225 points goes to Mike Weber in the U5.